It's a dismal picture. The Eurozone's fourth largest economy is in full crisis mode. The ever-apparent threat of an international bailout continues to lurk, and the country is plagued by crippling levels of unemployment. As the government undergoes the biggest slash in public spending in recent times, one undesired effect has been the increase in job seekers, including Mario Fernandez, an unemployed biologist who hasn't been able to find work in his area for months.
In my field it's really tough because here in Spain it depends 100% on public funding, and that's been savagely cut. There's really no such thing as private funding in sciences, so the cuts are having a really negative effect. It's very clear.
Spain's unemployment rate is the highest in the industrialized world. And as the country once again finds itself in recession, many are questioning whether the government's harsh public sector cuts are going to improve or even imperil the country's already fragile economy. Spain's Prime Minister, Mariano Rajoy, remains adamant that the current measures are the only way to get Spain moving again. But some say the economic conditions need to be right for them to succeed.
For a business that has no credit and very few consumers, it's very difficult for them to hire people, no matter how good these current labor reforms are. The reforms are having a knock-on effect, and the economic situation that we're living through now, which will continue at the very least until the end of the year, will not promise better employment figures in the near future.
And the discontent continues. Trade unions, unhappy with the direction the country is heading towards, have voiced their anger on the streets. But it's not dissuaded the government to change tack. If, and at this stage it's still only an if, these reforms work out, the road to recovery for Spain is likely to be long, slow and painful.
Sonia Gallego reporting. Well, here's just how bad the Spanish situation is. Just over 5.6 million people were jobless at the end of March. That's a little over 24% of the workforce. Now, France, which is also in trouble, the number of people unemployed there in the same period was just under 2.9 million. Now, that's almost 10%, the highest rate there in 12 years. There are, however, signs of recovery in Europe. Germany's jobless rate fell in March to a new low of 6.7%, meaning that just over 2.8 million people there were out of work. Well, GONZALEZ is a Spanish financial journalist. He says that the Spanish figures are particularly concerning for anyone who wants to invest in the country.
It's already 2.5 million people without any unemployment benefit. It's more than 1 million families with all their members without a job, so it's the most worrying and dramatic situation that's going on in Spain. So it's the most important task for the government to reduce this problem. But the government already said after endorsing the labor reform that the unemployment level will increase in the short term, in the next few months, and so it has happened. So it's, we can all hope that in the next months or in the next year, these figures will low down a little bit. The confidence of the investors is one of the main goals that we have to achieve. Some people say it's not because of the economic politics that the government has endorsed in the last weeks, but for the actual model of the state of Spain, you know, with the 17 regions, with all these ways of managing the public sector. Some people think this is what the investors are really afraid of, and some people are urging the government to make a very deep, profound reform of the model state. But we're hoping that in the next months the premium risk gets a bit relaxed and the investors get back their confidence on Spain.